Hi, everybody. Welcome to section 3.2. In this section, I'm going to talk about using a couple really interesting and fun Venn diagrams, the kind that you could also use in your classroom. You don't do set, intersection, all of that stuff with your students, but you can definitely use Venn diagrams as organizers. So this one is a fun one. This one, the red circled set, is animals that have wings, all different kinds. And notice it goes all the way over here. All of these animals have wings. And then this circle are extinct. So all of these are animals that are extinct, which is definitely something you're going to want to talk about in elementary school. So now let's talk about what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how this can be seen as four different regions. There's this region over here, this one in the middle, this third one is the right-hand side, and then this fourth one is outside all of these regions. So the first question I want to ask is, what if we want to name an element of W and use the correct symbol to write it, and then name another element of W in a different region? So here's W again, right? What if we wanted to name one of the elements of W that's in one region and another element that's in a different region? How could two regions both be W? I think you can see it. So, for example, if we look at both pictures now side by side, that makes it a little easier to see. See the flamingos? They're in W, right? So we would write it like this. Flamingos is an element of W. That little E symbol means is an element of. But we could also write dodos are an element of W because both regions 1 and 2 are part of W. So W encloses both of these regions. Okay, next question. How would you say this W with a little quote mark? Usually it's a straight quote mark. Maybe I'll try to change it to a straight quote mark next time. But a quote mark basically, and what regions are described in that, and what are the elements? So that little funny quote mark or tick mark means the complement, everything not in W. So remember, W is ones that have wings, right? All of these different ones that have wings. So if you say W with a tick mark in it, it means all of the animals that don't have wings, which are all of these animals out here, and also if there were any in here. So when we say it in words, what we say is, we say all the animals that do not have wings. And that's these two regions 3 and 4. Region 3 and region 4. Notice I don't have to say animals that are extinct or that aren't extinct but don't have wings. You don't do that. Just say animals that do not have wings. Nice and simple. It takes care of all of that stuff. Okay, example 3. Find the number of subsets of W. Again, this is still a review, right? From 2.1, but we're now really using it in different examples. So the subsets of W, well, we got to go up here and see how many elements there are in W to figure out the subsets. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements of W. So if W has 6 elements, remember the formula for that is 2 to the n, where n is the number of elements. Here we are. That should be a power to the n. I'll fix it. And so that means that we would write 2 to the 6th power, which is 64. It would have 64 subsets. And again, and I'm going to change that word from elements to subsets. Boy, things I could see to edit. So when you'll read it, you'll actually see it fixed. And then finally, 2 last questions, the intersection and union of the 2 sets. See if you remember which is intersection and which is union before you go on with the video. So stop for a second, remind yourselves which is which. Or if you really don't want to look it up, wait until I go to the next thing. So intersection is and. Intersection is the overlap of the 2 circles. So the intersection is region 2 here. It's where the two circles overlap, and you can look and you can see dodos, pterodactyls, and passenger pigeons are in that overlap. So we list them in curly braces to indicate that they're a set. The union is all the animals that have wings or are distinct. So W union E, that's all of them. It's all of the things in regions 1, 2, and 3. And that means flamingos, robins, brown bats. Let's look at back at the top. All of these animals, in fact. That's the union. Not anything out here if it were out here, but all of these animals. So that's the first part of the section 3.2 video. In the next part, we'll talk about complement. See you in the next video.